It's a great time of the year to travel all across the state of Michigan, see the fall colors, and experience all the great fall activities in all the different regions of the Great Lakes State. One of the favorite locations to go for all these activities is Traverse City. And joining us now on the Megacast is the Public Relations Manager for Traverse City Tourism, Mike Kent, with us again on the show today. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Hey, always my pleasure. And you know what? It's one of my favorite times to travel the state also.
Yeah, it's a great time of the year, and now we're really seeing fall colors at its peak here all across the different areas of Michigan, and especially as you get into the northern UP and the northern Lower Peninsula and into the UP. So tell us about Traverse City and some of the best locations in your local area to see some of those fall colors, especially now when they're really blooming at their best.
Well, I'll tell you, I was driving around the area this last weekend, and the colors were phenomenal. I'm looking out my window right now, and we got a northerly breeze coming off of Grand Traverse Bay, and it's kicking up the waves that are hitting the break wall. In the background, I'm seeing these crimson colors and yellow colors in the trees and the hills surrounding the area. It's spectacular. I mean, it's a rainy day today, although it's clearing right now, and the sky is looking absolutely beautiful. And that's kind of what we're seeing in the area. From what I understand, when you go more inland, Tyler, they're almost past their peak. But right now, along the lake shore, they're not quite at their peak. Parts of it are. I know I saw some pictures and video from Crystal Mountain, and I think they were at their peak this weekend. I mean, there's still time to see the color, but what we're seeing around here in Grand Traverse Bay is pretty close. Probably within the next few days, we'll start seeing the peak. So this is the time to come up here and take the M22, which takes that loop around Leelanau County, and then go up Old Mission Peninsula, and you'll see some absolutely spectacular colors. And I know I did a little bit of driving over the weekend and saw some of that. And like I say, I can look out right now over Leelanau County, and there's a lot of color out there right now. So there's a lot to do and see in this area. You and I have talked about it before, Tyler, and just doing the drives. If all you had time to do is to come up here and do the drives, it's well worth it because you have these mature trees that are kind of hanging over, especially M22. And it creates this little umbrella as you're driving. And then on one side, you'll see either Lake Michigan or Grand Traverse Bay, and the colors are just exploding. And it's really a special kind of year for us.
And it's also a great time of the year for a lot of fun. At the end of the month of October, people looking for some Halloween activities. And you can travel the state and also find some of those fun Halloween activities to make a long weekend out of it even. And Traverse City is a great place to go to celebrate the Halloween festivities. Tell us about some of the fun that's happening in your local area for this Halloween season.
Sure. Well, you know, you've always got the trick-or-treating that's going neighborhood to neighborhood. But aside from that, there are a couple of really cool events. One is the annual zombie run. And what is it? The 14th year this year for the zombie run. I know I've been in it a couple of times, and they really attract thousands of people that hop on this. And it's not just going for a run; it's a 5K run, but it is getting all decked out in the Halloween garb. So yes, there are zombies on this run. There are skeletons. There are dogs that are dressed up in skeletons, and everything along the way. It's just a fun family activity. It takes place at Right Brain Brewery, and do that 5K loop. And it's just a fun kind of atmosphere. It's not as serious as some competitive 5K races. I mean, you can take it that way, but it's more how you're getting dressed up for the race. And mummies and mommies and mummies, and they're all there. And then on that same day, so that takes place on the 29th of this month. That same day, they have the trick-or-treating in downtown Traverse City. And so you see the kids getting dressed up and going and then walking to the different stores and trick-or-treating there. It's always fun to watch the kids getting dressed up and taking advantage of all the candy that's available out there too. So, and plus there are communities like Frankfurt has a trunk or treat going on that weekend also. That's a fun thing that's happening. And boy, if you got kids and you want to travel up to Traverse City for that weekend, it's really a fun time to do it.
Yeah, great time of the year to visit Traverse City for a number of different activities to fall, one of the best seasons in that area of Michigan overall. After the Halloween season and a lot of fun activities for the families and for the kids, a couple weeks later, you're going to have some fun that's really mostly only for it really only is for the adults. But before you get to the Traverse City Beer Week, before you get there, first you have Bell's Iceman Cometh Challenge that happens on November 5th. Tell us about that and how people can participate.
Huge event.
Yeah.
It starts in Kalkaska at the airport, and it's a 30-mile point to point mountain biking race, and I believe they've got like nearly 5,000 adults that are participating, and I want to say about 300 kids that will be participating too. I think they have a shorter run for the kids. But it's a challenging bike ride. It's a mountain bike ride that like I said, is 30 miles. It's highly competitive. You're getting athletes from really around the country and some foreign countries that will show up for this also. Um, and they are challenging trails, and it's not like everyone starts at the same time. They are timed starts that so that you're not having 5,000 people on the same trail at the same time, because that would not end well. Uh, but that has been around. This is the 33rd year for the Iceman Cometh Challenge, and it will attract a lot of people to this area. And it's always a fun event. I've never participated. I'm not that good of an athlete. I have been there for the event, and it's even if you just want to watch them take off. It's really kind of a fun activity to see that happen. So yeah, 33rd annual. And when did you say that was, Tyler?
Also happening after that, it's the 33rd annual that can be found at iceman.com. And then the next week over, or a couple weeks after that, shortly after that, is the Traverse City Beer Week, also coming up November 11th through the 18th.
Really big event. And you and I have talked about the whole beer. Right now, we are in the running for one of the. This is by USA Today. They've got a contest, top 10 list. Last I saw, we were number 2 as the best small town beer scene in America. Like I said, we were number 2 last. Last time they did this contest, we ended up with number 7. We're better than that. We really should be number 1. You look at who we're up against. We really should be number 1. There is, and you and I talked about the creativity that goes on in this area when it comes to the beer scene here. There are small batch breweries, so you've got some creative brewers that they're not afraid to try different things. We talked about one brewer at Right Brain Brewery. He came up with this ingenious idea: let's put a cherry pie in his brew. Um, and the hardcore beer aficionados say, "What, are you nuts?" And it's a seasonal beer. They run it in the summer. I don't think they have it now. But like I say, it's a whole cherry pie that they put in it. And I have had it before, and it's very good. But the main thing is we got brewers that aren't afraid to try different things, to try different seasonal offerings. And that's what you'll see here. There'll be some that you'll say, there's no way I'm going to try that. And don't. There's others that, that sounds interesting. Let me try it. So the whole idea of Beer Week, and let's talk a little bit about how this works. So it's a mobile passport. So you put it on your phone, and you check into a bunch of different breweries. So through all this, we're saying do it responsibly. You don't have to go one day to do it all. It's an entire week. And each location, then you use your mobile passport to check in, and you do 5 of those, and then you can get a prize at Traverse City Tourism, which is a My Hoppy Place T-shirt, or there are other beer theme things that you can do. And if you come up and you stay the weekend at one of the hotels, you can also register at the hotel to win a beer themed vacation getaway that includes $200 at one of our participating hotels, along with beer themed beer themed gifts that go with it. And the whole concept of it is to let's try the creativity that takes place, not just in the breweries, but also the restaurants, because they will pair up different food that goes with the different brews. So through this all, we always encourage people to do it safely. understand that you might need a designated driver, or we have so many wine and beer tours that take place. You can always hop on one of those and let somebody else do the driving. This is never a matter of drink as much as you can. This is a matter of taste the craftsmanship that goes into the different brews. And through it all, find your top favorite, or your top five, or your top 10 favorites, the ones that appeal to you most. Because what appeals to me with a brew might be totally different, Tyler, than what appeals to you. So that's what Beer Week is all about. You can register now and go on to Traverse City Tourism to traversecitytourism.com. Find the mobile passport. Just plug in Beer Week, and you can find the mobile passport. That is available even as we speak, and you can see all the different breweries that are involved, all the different restaurants that are involved, and then you can download it to your phone. Probably the easiest way to do that. So we've been doing that for a few years, and it always seems to be really popular. I'm always surprised at how many people will go out of their way to come up from certainly your area, the Detroit area,
Yeah.
but other parts of the state, including Grand Rapids, which is its own beer town, and
Yeah.
going down to Indiana and Illinois. There's a lot of people that come up for that, and it's a fun, different kind of thing.
More information can be found traversecity.com. And again, Traverse City Beer Week, November 11th through the 18th. Immediately after that, Traverse City transitions into the holiday season, the holiday light parade, and Santa's arrival happening that Saturday, November 19th. Tell us about that festivity and how people can get into the holiday season in northern Michigan.
Can you believe we're already talking Christmas?
No, no. It's not even Halloween yet, so I don't start that till after.
We don't want to push it too much. Uh, so there is a certain magical feel to Traverse City when you start getting the snowfall, and we're getting in the forecast already. There's supposed to be some snow tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's not a bad thing for us. The winter season up here is especially around the Christmas holidays. It is truly a magical time when the trees lose their leaves, but they're quickly replaced by gentle snowfall that hits them. And you go downtown, and you got the twinkling Christmas lights that are going on down there. You have a unique shopping area that with one of a kind shops that you won't find anywhere else for you to go explore different things that you might want to buy for somebody for Christmas. So yeah, we have two things that are going on that I wanted to highlight, and one is the holiday light parade. So we have the tree lighting that takes place on November 19th. Can you believe that? We're already talking about that. And that's so tied into that. Certainly, we've got a light parade that's going on. We've got the tree lighting that goes on. And it really is a fun event, a great family event to go and watch this take place. Who doesn't love a parade, even in the middle of if it's cool out? That's where this place comes alive. So through that, all throughout the winter too, we've got men's night shopping downtown Traverse City. We've got ladies' night shopping downtown Traverse City. And I don't know about you, Tyler, but I am a horrible Christmas shopper. I fall into the stereotype of a guy shopping. It's not my favorite thing to do. So to go downtown Traverse City when they have a men's night, and yeah, there are some brews along the way that you can explore or go out with some buddies and get your Christmas shopping out of the way. Again, the place to find out those locations and the different events that are going on throughout Christmas is traversecity.com. But the whole Christmas season, think about maybe a sleigh ride. There are several different places, Ranch Rudolph and Fantail out in Benzie County, that they have sleigh rides. They have sleigh rides at the Grand Traverse Commons, at Crystal Mountain, so many different places. And to experience winter when you get a nice, a chill in the air, and you've got a blanket over you, and you're watching the snowfall, and you've got the horse-drawn carriage. And then afterwards, have some hot chocolate with the kids, or maybe a hottie toddy for you. It's a great way to. I like to say you don't really need to hide from winter in northern Michigan. You can embrace it. whether you're doing skiing or cross country skiing or fat tire biking, there's a lot to do up here. And you don't have to hide from those activities. You can enjoy hundreds of miles of trails. We got the new Boardman Loop Trail that we talked about last time you and I talked. You can take a fat tire bike around that anytime, all year long. And we're seeing a lot of people take advantage of all the winter activities, and there is so much to do up here.
It really is. All that information, all the fun activities all throughout the year can be found at traversity.com. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, my pleasure, Tyler. You have a great rest of the week.